The earliest start so far of Dakar 2024. The top bikers began filing out of the bivouac at 4:45 a.m, embarking on the long journey to the empty quarter, a monster liaison of 500 kilometers. Today's fifth stage is hugely important because at the start of tomorrow's 48-hour chrono, the 17 Rally GP riders will go off in reverse order, with today's winner starting last. For once, there's no downside to taking the honours, so gentlemen, prepare to start your engines. You might look at the length of today's special, just 118 kilometres, and think it'll be a straightforward day out. But after riding for over 5 hours just to reach the start line, fatigue is going to be a factor. It's then 100% sand dunes, taking the riders to Shubaita and the doors of the empty quarter. Nacho Cornejo was the first man out of the gate today, but after 50 kilometres he was caught by his teammate Ricky Brabeck. The two Honda riders did a fine job opening, staying out front until the finish. The American said it was good fun enjoying some motocross style trade-offs up at the fronts. It is pretty easy to follow the lines in the dunes though, so they both dropped some time. Nacho finished in 12th with Ricky in 7th, they're now 2nd and 3rd overall. And when things go wrong in the dunes, they tend to go really wrong. Poor old Konrad Dabrowski already had an electrical problem at refuelling, which delayed his restart by 7 minutes. He was then stopped in his tracks by a misbehaving fuel pump, with his Dutch teammate Jacob Argebright looking to help out. I'll fight to the end. If not, it's the end of Dakar, but I think it should be okay.
Oh, there you go. Keep on. Yes, they're just a bitch. We keep fighting till they kick us off.
Yeah.
Okay,
we're gonna get the next one.
It's in my...
Keep believing, Conrad. It was also a rotten day for Joan Pereira, who hasn't had much luck at this Dakar. The Spaniard crashed after jumping an early dune and broke his roadbook tower. That meant he had to wait and follow other riders. In the end, he dropped 10.5 minutes and finished as the last of the 17 Rally GP riders, so he'll be the man opening up the 48-hour chrono stage tomorrow. Luciano Benavides also said it was a bad day, even if he came home inside the top 10. The world champion had technical trouble with his Husqvarna stopping several times, but though he stuttered his way through certain passages, he only dropped 4.5 minutes, and you suspect it could have been worse. It was a tough day. I was going very well, but then my engine stopped and I didn't have any power, and then it stopped again, so we have to check out what the problem is, but it doesn't look too good. Ross Branch described this as the hardest sand stage on the Dakar in a long time. He was relieved to make it through unscathed. After 90 kilometres, he was caught by a charging Adrian van Beveren and then followed him to the finish. The Motswana was 6th on the day, but he did enough to recover the overall lead from Cornejo.
It's always good to be on top, and it's so good for the team as well. They've worked really hard this past year. But yeah, it's a long rally, and we're not gonna focus on that now. You know, we just got to get to the finish of every day and finish well every day.
Mason Klein's wacky Dakar continued today as he stormed to 5th place on the new Covey, which has caused him so many mechanical headaches since the start of the rally. The American said he used to hate the dunes, but that he is learning to appreciate things that he sometimes struggles with. And considering they were working on the bike until late last night, this was a fine effort. Klein only 3 minutes down on the day's winner. Daniel Sanders took his best result since coming 2nd on the prologue, guiding his Gas to 4th place. The Aussie described the stage as short, hot and fast, and he is excited to be in a good position to attack the big one tomorrow. His weakened femur is still giving him a bit of trouble, but he's managing to keep it in one piece, in his own words. Toby Price said you had to be super careful with some of the drops today and had a couple of nervy moments, but the Australian powered through to finish third, his best result so far. Price admitted he has made too many mistakes to be right up there with the front runners, but he is by no means out of the game in 8th place overall. Adrian van Beveren was full of praise for the new Honda, saying that it performs amazingly in these conditions. All the hard work that they have done at the factory is certainly paying off. The Frenchman is a sound lover and he had some fun today, even if ultimately he was denied the stage victory. Nevertheless, second place means he'll be in a great position to attack tomorrow. Van Beveren was outgunned by his teammate Pablo Quintanilla, who set off in 18th place. The Chileans had a couple of bad days, with an unfortunate speeding penalty robbing him of victory on stage 3, but he was clearly a man on a mission. Despite visibility issues, he was 37 seconds ahead of VBA, and that puts him in a great position for tomorrow. I gave it my all, pushing 100% in the early kilometres. I felt really good. I had a fun day playing with the bike, and with this result I'll be setting off in the back tomorrow, so I should be able to gain some minutes in the overall standings. That is a 7th Dakar stage victory for Quintanilla and another Honda 1-2. Elsewhere, a fine effort from the privateer Stefan Zvitko to come 8th, just ahead of Luciano Benavides. Branch is back on top overall, followed by Cornejo and Brebeck. Van Beveren is up to 4th ahead of Kevin Benavides, with Quintanilla making it 4 Hondas in the top 6. Now the top Rally 2 rider today was Tobias Ebster in 10th place, a pretty remarkable effort considering that he is also doing original by Motul.